We are off and running in game 2 of our Thursday night doubleheader as St. Francis, who won game 1 6-0 over Calumet College of St. Joseph, out in the field to start game 2 here as the home team, Sadie Connor, leading things off for Calumet. And just moments ago on the second pitch of the game, she had a hot shot to the shortstop. Nice stop by Ashley Gallison, but the throw went high, sailed out of play. So Connor is at second base with nobody out. Here in the top of the first inning, good start offensively for Calumet. And now they've got Marissa Kopp in the batter's box trying to bunt her over. First pitch is bunted backwards for a strike. And the next one misses high and off the glove of Allie Belandis. It gets to the backstop. Connor advances to third base. And this is amazing. In 7 innings in game 1, Calumet didn't get a single runner to third base, and it's taken all of 4 pitches here in game 2 to get her there. Connor just 60 feet away from scoring. Taylor Barst doing the pitching for St. Francis. And another one gets by Belandis. Connor's going to try to score, and she will waltz across the plate. Not a pretty start in this game 2 for St. Francis. Got a base hit and an error. And she advanced to third and scored, all in the same at bat. As both times the ball just got away from catcher Allie Belandis. Taylor Barst struggling with her command early on in this game. One missed high, one missed low. The ground ball to first base picked up by Jensen Torzinski. And then Torzinski carries it to the bag unassisted. So that'll slow the bleeding a little bit. One out, nobody on base after the ground out to first. Let's go through the lineup for Calumet here. In game 2, it's Sadie Connor. You already met her, leading off and playing center field and scoring a run. The ball fouled back by Celeste Robles. Batting second was the left fielder, Marissa Kopp, who just grounded out to first. Hitting third, batter in the box right now, right fielder Celeste Robles. She swings and grounds it weakly to the third base side, foul. Hitting fourth and doing the catching here in game 2 is Peyton West. West was at shortstop in game 1, but she moves behind the plate for this one. Dina Locasero plays first base and bats fifth. Hitting sixth is the third baseman, Amanda Sandia. There is strike 3 called on Robles, and she is out number 2. Taylor Barst did a nice job recovering from that first batter scoring just a few pitches into the game. Here's Peyton West taking strike 1. Tiffany Galindo bats 7th, plays second base. Hitting 8th is the designated player Ashley Ferguson, and batting 9th at top, Joanna Drew. Ball inside, 1-1. Peyton West again played short game 1. She went 1 for 3 at the plate with a single. And she takes the ball downstairs. Taylor Barst for St. Francis starting for the 7th time this year. She's 3-2 with a solid .288 ERA. That ball hit in the air out to center field. Anna Weatherall coming on makes a basket catch to end the inning. Nice bounce back for Barst and the Saints. Leadoff batter reaches on a base hit and scores, but they stop right there as Barst retires 3 in a row to end the inning. We'll head to the bottom of the first. For the first time today, Calumet College of St. Joseph has the lead. It's 1-0. Brianna Weatherall leads things off, playing center field for St. Francis here in Game 2. It's the same lineup we saw in Game 1. Batting second will be the second baseman, Brooke Carricker. Allie Belandis hits third and does the catching. Hitting cleanup is the designated player, Kayla Garcia. Jensen Torzinski bats fifth and plays first base. As we're ready for the first pitch, Weatherall takes strike one. Hitting sixth for the Fighting Saints here in Game 2 is shortstop Ashley Gallison. Haley Lent bats seventh and plays left. Caitlin Rolniak is at third base. Paige Egan plays right and bats ninth. That ball clubbed into the left center field gap. Not able to be cut off. Weatherall heads into second base with an easy stand-up double. Team started well offensively for Calumet as they got a single and an error, and the leadoff batter was at second base. She ended up scoring on a couple of bad pitches, a wild pitch and a pass ball, officially. Scored a run. And now the Saints have their leadoff man at second base as well. Here's Carricker, swinging and fouling off the first pitch to the right side. It's 0-1. Doing the pitching for Calumet today is Jocelyn Mangi, starting for the 6th time. It's her 11th appearance overall, 2-4 with a 4.26 ERA. 44 in the third inning. She's allowed 33 runs, 27 of them earned on 56 hits. She struck out 20, walked 12. That ball blooped down the left field line and just fair. Weatherall's going to try to score. Here's the throw. It's a good one. Weatherall is out at the plate. Carricker heads into second base on the throw home. So it's not a total loss for St. Francis, but Weatherall is thrown out at the plate. And Weatherall runs very well, but that was a perfect throw from left fielder Sadie Connor. Just an absolute missile. Make that Marissa Kopp. Connor's playing center field here in Game 2, but Kopp threw a strike home to retire. To retire Weatherall. One down now, runner at second. The batter is Belandis. She smacks it off the glove of the third baseman and into left field. Another play at the plate, and Carricker makes it in safely as the ball gets away. Belandis is going to head to third base and slide in safely. Crazy start to this one. Saints come out swinging early and making solid contact. And they've got 3 hits already, just 5 pitches into the game. Belandis has herself an RBI. She advanced to second on the throw and to third on the air. So an RBI for Belandis, a run for Carricker, and we're tied at 1 here in the bottom of the first inning. Here's Kayla Garcia swinging to the first pitch. She hits it hard, but foul. Off to the left side. And the count is 0-1. Kayla Garcia went hitless, but drew 2 walks in Game 1. There's a line shot to center field and a base hit. Belandis scores, and the Saints lead 2-1. So 4 batters. Torzinski had a pair of hits and an RBI in Game 1 of today's doubleheader. Saints already on top here, 2-1. It didn't take long for them to erase an early deficit. Just 1 out, runner at first, the 0-1. Ground ball, left side. Stopped by the shortstop, Drew. She throws to second and gets the force. Nice play by Joanna Drew. 6-4 on the fielder's choice. Torzinski safe at first, and Garcia is retired. She'll head back to the dugout. Here's Gallison. Gallison takes ball 1 low. Torzinski's at first base. Oddly, she was the first batter to be retired. Technically, she wasn't retired. Garcia was on the fielder's choice, but first 5 batters up, or rather, first 4 batters up, all got hits. 2 outs now. Fouled off to the left side, 1-1. And Brianna Weatherall was thrown out At home plate trying to score on a Brooke Carricker single. And she decided to stay at third rather than take the risk. We could be looking at a big inning here. We still could. He's pitched to Gallison, a little bit low for ball 2. 2-1 the count. Haley Length is waiting in the on-deck circle. There's a swing and a fly ball down the right field line. It'll stay fair and it'll stay playable for the right fielder, Robles, who makes the grab and ends the inning. St. Francis will settle for 2 runs on their 4 hits. They leave a runner at first. And after an eventful first inning, our score, St. Francis 2, Calumet 1. Right back with the second. Top of the second inning, and our score is 2-1 St. Francis. A lot of action in that first on both sides. So a total of 5 hits. We saw an error thrown in there. We saw a couple of crazy plays. But it's 2-1 now as Gina Locasero leads things off for Calumet and drills that one out to deep right field, back towards the wall and over. It's a home run. Gina Locasero ties this thing up 2-2 as she clubs one out to right field. Her 5th home run this season. She's got more than half of her team's total. Crimson Wave have 9 homers, 9 homers this year. And 5 of them belong to Miss Locasero. So the leadoff batters have each gotten on base and each scored for Calumet in the first 2 innings of this game, and they've tied it up once again. Here's Sandia. Amanda Sandia, third baseman, was hit by the first pitch. Taylor Barsk got off to a sluggish start in this game. She allowed a leadoff single and then threw a wild pitch, both contributing to that first run scoring. Then she settled in, looked really good to end the first inning, ground out a strikeout and a lazy fly out. And now here we are in the second. She's really struggling. She's given up a solo homer and hit by a pitch. Here's Tiffany Galindo taking strike 1. Bars entering today's game had thrown 34 innings, allowing 26 runs, but only 14 of them earned on 45 hits. Not a big strikeout pitcher, only 16 of them, but just 14 walks. So she pitches to contact, and they've been making it so far today. Bunted foul by Galindo, 0-2. Tiffany Galindo went 1 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts against Morgan Derringer in game 1. She grounds this ball to the right side. Nice scoop by Brooke Carricker, who tosses over to first and gets the first out. Galindo, who had been looking to bunt earlier in the at-bat, ends up moving the base runner up just as she had intended. Not able to do it on sacrifice, so it'll count against her batting average, but She advances the runner. She is out number 1. Go-ahead run at second base now with one down for Ashley Ferguson, who takes strike 1. Ferguson is the designated player, did not get the start in game 1. Having a slow season at the plate so far. Slow in that she hasn't had a lot of opportunities. She's 1 for 8 so far this season as she takes a ball low to even the count at 1. Sandia's at second base. There's a ground ball to short, picked up by Gallison, who throws to first, 2 down. So now Sandia's at third base. A risky maneuver running right there. Gallison probably could have even tagged Sandia running by, or at least thrown to third and gotten the out there. But she elected to get the sure thing at first base, make sure she got to 2 outs. With the confidence that Taylor Bartz can retire Joanna Drew here. First pitch swinging, strike 1. Joanna Drew 1 for 2 with a single in game 1. Number 9 hitter here in game 2. She swings and fouls it off to the right side. Count is 0-2. 2-2 thanks to the solo home run hit by Gina Locasero to lead off this inning to erase the 1-run deficit. Only in the top of the second inning, and we've already seen this game go back and forth. Calumet 1 in the top of the first, St. Francis 2 in the bottom, and now 2 in the second for Calumet as Drew knocks a base hit out to right field, scoring Amanda Sandia. And Calumet ahead. Once again, it's 3-2. As I said, back and forth we go. Joanna Drew picks up the RBI. That's her 9th this year. There's a swing at the first pitch and a ground ball to first base. Torzinski flips it over to Brooke Carricker, covering the bag to retire Sadie Connor and end the second inning. But 2 runs score on 2 hits, a hit batter, a home run, and 1 left on base. We'll head to the bottom of the second, 3-2. The visitors lead St. Francis. Bottom of the second inning, Saints have a little work to do. They trail 3-2, second straight inning. They've come into trailing by a run as Calumet put runs on the board in both the first and the second. Haley Lent takes ball 1 high. Lent, Rolniak, and Paige Egan 2 up to bat this inning. There's a tapper foul. And the count now 1-1. On Haley Lent, starting in left field once again. She went 1 for 2 with an RBI single. A hit by pitch and a run scored in game 1 of the doubleheader, getting her first at bat here in game 2. Saints trail, but they have a lot of reasons to be encouraged offensively. They've hit the ball hard early on in this game. Ball low, it's 2-1. First 4 batters all got hits. Wetherell doubled, and then Carricker, Belandis, and Garcia all single. Able to turn that into 2 runs. There's a strike over the inside edge. 2-2 on length. So they know they've got their work cut out for them, but they are up to the task. At least I'm sure they feel like they are. We'll see if it works out that way. Fly ball out to left, foul, and out of play. Still 2-2 on length. Calumet St. Joseph throwing out Jocelyn Monge on the mound here in game 2. Just a freshman. And she is from Guatemala. And off to a good start to her collegiate career. Ground ball right at the second baseman. Picked up cleanly by Galindo, who throws to first and gets the out. 1 up, 1 down in the second inning. Credit to Mogi, she's gotten 3 consecutive batters out after allowing the first 4 to reach on hits. And now she'll face the number 8 batter, third baseman Caitlin Rolniak. Rolniak was nigh perfect in game 1 at the plate. She went 1 for 1 with a single. She was also hit by a pitch. Dropped down a sacrifice bunt. She scored 1 run. And she takes a strike here. It's 0-1. Next pitch to the right-handed hitting Rolniak. Weakly grounded down the third base line, and it just does curl foul. Saints catch a little break there. Sandia was unable to charge that ball fast enough. It was hugging the line in fair territory and trickled just foul at the last second, just before Sandia picked it up. And Rolniak probably would have been out number 1, or out number 2, I should say, at first base. Had Sandia gotten to that ball just a half second earlier. There's a foul tip into the catcher's glove for strike 3. So the reprieve lasts only 1 pitch. 2 down now. First strikeout for Mogi. 4 consecutive batters retired overall. And the number 9 batter, Paige Egan, will come up. Egan, a .222 hitter this season. Started game 1, but only batted once. Spot in the batting order changed every time through. Egan tries to bunt this one. Picked up by the pitcher. She throws to first just in time. Egan caught by half a step, and the inning is over. Nice inning by the freshman pitcher right there. After her team puts 2 on the board, she shuts down the St. Francis Bats. We'll head to the third, 3-2 Calumet. Top of the third, Calumet's done some damage at the plate so far. We'll see if they can keep it going here in this third inning. They send their 2, 3, and 4 hitters up. Marissa Kopp, Celeste Robles, and Peyton West. And the first pitch to Kopp misses for ball 1. Next one is swung on and tapped back to the pitcher. Taylor Bars picks it up, flips it underhand over to first base, 1 away. First time leadoff batter has been retired by Bars, and that's a big step because that's 2 of the 3 runs right there. A home run last inning from Gina Locasero began the inning, and a disastrous single and an error brought home Connor in the first. Here's Robles. Right fielder swings and grounds it past the shortstop into left field. Gallison made a nice effort. Couldn't pull it in. It's a single for Robles. The 4th hit of the game for Calumet. This matches their total from game 1 of the doubleheader. Of course, in that game, all 4 of their hits were singles. They do already have a homer in this one. Here's the cleanup batter, Peyton West. West takes ball 1. pitch from Bars comes in low. It's 2-0. Bars a very quick worker, typically a strike thrower. Falling behind hitters here in the third inning, though. 1 on, 1 out, 1-run game, and there's a strike over the outside corner. Or rather, ball 3 outside. Correction, 3-0 the count. There's a strike, it's 3-1. Locasero waiting on deck, and she crushed the ball her last time up, so Bars certainly doesn't want to see her step to the plate with 2 runners on. This is a big at-bat. She fires in another strike. Count is full, 3-2. Same as our score right now. Calumet shut out in game 1. Saints came out on top 6-0. There's ball 4. So she came back from 3-0 to load the count at 3-2, but she misses on the payoff pitch, and now there are 2 on with only 1 down. Bars hit a batter last inning, but this is her first walk of the game. Here's Locasero, hit her 5th home run of the year earlier this evening. Just last inning, in fact. She takes ball 1. Third time in 4 batters this inning that Bars has fallen behind with a first pitch ball, and the only batter who didn't have a 1-0 count was Celeste Robles, who swung at the first pitch and whacked it out to left field for a single. One and 0 the count. Lefty's next pitch is foul tipped. And it's 1-1. St. Francis went 11-5 in non-conference play. Certainly a good record. Not necessarily what they were hoping for after a season in which they won more than 40 and lost only 7 games last year. Ball low. It's 2-1. They were certainly the favorite in the CCAC coming into this season. The only team that, and still is, the only team ranked in the national polls. Fouled off, 2-2. Number 18 in the current poll. Or number 11 in the preseason. And they've started out conference play successfully with the 6-0 win earlier this evening. So they're 1-0 in the CCAC right now, but they'd like to leave here 2-0. 2 more games coming up tomorrow. There's strike 3 called, and Locasero goes down looking for out number 2. That's a big K for Taylor Bars right there, with runners at first and second base, and now it'll be up to Amanda Sandia to get 1 or more of these runs in. Sandia takes strike 1. Bars starting to right the ship here. Sandia was hit by a pitch and later scored her first time up. Swing and a miss. Bars is 1 strike away from putting that first 0 on the scoreboard. The 0-2. Low and outside, ball 1. Calumet came into this doubleheader today on a 3-game winning streak. It was snapped just about an hour ago. There's strike 3 called, and the inning is over. Nice work by the junior Taylor Bars. She allowed a single and a walk, but back-to-back strikeouts end the inning, and Calumet does not score. We'll head to the bottom of the third. 3-2, visitors on top. Top of the order for St. Francis in the bottom of the third inning. And these are the guys that did the big damage first time through the order. First 4 hitters all came up with hits. And then the next 5 were retired in order by Jocelyn Monge. First pitch is a strike to Anna Weatherall. Weatherall 1 for 1 with a double. She did not score in the first inning because she was thrown out at home plate on a perfect toss from left fielder Marissa Kopp. There's a strike called, 0-2. Monge really settling in very nicely over these last 2 innings. Last inning and 2/3, I guess. She's retired 5 in a row. Ball outside, 1-2. Saints trying to find a spark here could be as Taylor Barsh has started to settle in as well. She looked excellent ending that last inning with back-to-back strikeouts. There's a weak grounder to short picked up by Joanna Drew, whose throw to first is dropped at first base by Gina Locasero, and Weatherall is safe. Seemed like a routine play. The throw came in a little bit low to Locasero. She had to adjust last minute and wasn't able to scoop it up. Not sure if you want to put that one more on the shortstop or the first baseman, but both players, I think, could fairly be said to have made mistakes there. And it was definitely a makeable play. Instead, the leadoff man is on, and tying run on base for the Saints. Brooke Carricker squares to bunt, but pulls the bat back and takes ball 1 high. Carricker's 1 for 1 with a base hit. She scored St. Francis's first run in this game. Saints trail 3-2. They scored both their runs in the bottom of the first. Calumet had 1 in the first, 2 in the second. Bunt goes down the third base line, and no play for any Crimson Wave. So Brooke Carricker is safe at first on a bunt single. And a Weatherall advances to second base, and there are 2 on with nobody out for Allie Belandis. Nice bunt by Carricker, and the catcher Peyton West and the pitcher Jocelyn Monge almost ran into each other right there. Seemed like at first they wanted to let the ball roll foul. They recognized it wasn't going to happen. Picked it up, and maybe we're a little bit too late to get Carricker. There's a ground ball to second base. The tag is applied on Carricker. Throw to first is in time for the double play. Nice work by the second baseman, Tiffany Galindo. She goes 4-3 to retire both Carricker and Belandis. And there are 2 outs. Anna Weatherall does advance to third on the play. And here's Kayla Garcia trying to get her in and even the score. Garcia's already got 1 RBI today. She's 1 for 1 with a single in the first. Ball 1 up and away. Jocelyn Monge ready for the next pitch. It's taken outside. 2 balls, no strikes on Garcia, who has already walked twice in today's doubleheader. She is second on the team in RBI, 17 of them entering play today. Picked up number 18 in the first inning, trailing only Jensen Torzinski by 1 RBI for the team lead. Strike called. It's 2-1. She can tie Torzinski with a base hit right here. 2 outs and Weatherall at third base. 3-2. St. Francis trails in the bottom of the third inning. Game 2 of a doubleheader. Saints took the opener 6-0. Ball high, 3-1. And if Garcia does reach base, it's Torzinski up next, the RBI leader on the team. Here's the right-handers, 3-1. Ball 4. Garcia walks again. In 10 innings of softball today, I guess 9 innings offensively, because Saints didn't bat in the bottom of the 7th. In game 1, they had a win already at that point, so let's just say 9 innings of offense. Saints batters have drawn a combined total of 3 walks. 3 for Kayla Garcia, none for anybody else. She's been very patient up there. There's Jensen Torzinski. Ball 1 taken outside. Torzinski is 0 for 1. Grounded into a fielder's choice in the first. She's got runners at the corners with 2 outs here in the third, and she fouls it away. Count is 1-1. Torzinski, a sometimes pitcher, starting at first base in both ends of this doubleheader. She had 2 hits and an RBI in game 1. Trying to match that output here in game 2. It's a big spot as she tries to tie the score. Fly ball out to left field, charging hard, but having to plate on a hop is Kopp. And a run comes in to score. It is an RBI base hit for Torzinski. Garcia advances to second base. We're tied at 3. Torzinski picks up RBI number 20 for the season. And now the go-ahead run is in scoring position for Ashley Gallison. Anna Weatherall scores on the play. Gallison swings the first pitch, diving stop by the shortstop, and the throw goes to third base in time for the out. 6-5 on the fielder's choice. Nice diving play by Joanna Drew to end the inning. So the Saints are out with 2 men left on base in the bottom of the third, but they score once, and we're tied after 3 full innings of play. To the fourth, it's 3-3. Top of the fourth inning, new pitcher for the Fighting Saints, who have come back to tie Calumet for the second time today. They're down 1-0. They came back to take a 2-1 lead. They trailed 3-2. Now they've tied it again. It's 3-3. And the new pitcher is the ace of the staff, right-hander Morgan Derringer. Derringer started game 1 this evening, went the distance in 7 innings. She did not allow a run. Gave up just 4 hits, all of them singles. Walked 1, struck out 9. Here she is, probably for another 4 innings of work. There's a fly ball hit by Galindo out to left field. Coming in on the dive. Did Length make the grab? Yes, she did. Great diving catch by Haley Length to retire Tiffany Galindo on the first pitch of the 4th inning. What a great start to Morgan Derringer's appearance, courtesy of Miss Length. Taylor Barst went 3 innings in today's game. She struggled, but she did finish strong, striking out the last two batters that she faced with runners on. Here's Ashley Ferguson taking ball one from Derringer. Derringer was close to perfect in that first game. Swing and a miss, strike one. So now, with the Saints having been able to come back and tie it, you know, Amanda Jensen's line of thinking at this point is you put in Derringer and maybe you only need one more run over the final 4 innings to wrap up this victory. Swing and a miss, it's 1-2. Barr certainly capable of putting together a great 7-inning performance as well, but she wasn't on her game to start today. Ball high, 2-2. Overall, in 3 innings pitched, she allowed those 3 runs on 4 hits, one of them a homer. And there's strike 3 call on Ashley Ferguson. 2 down very quickly against Morgan Derringer. 1 walk, 1 hit by pitch for Bars today. She struck out 3. And she will not factor in this decision. Derringer's game at this point to win or lose as she gets Joanna Drew to cut through the first pitch. Drew is 1 for 1 with an RBI single. She drills this ball out to left field for a base hit. So Drew's got 2 hits in this game. She actually had a hit against Derringer in game 1 as well, although that one was just a tapper on the infield that nobody could make a play on. This time a solid liner to left. And the number 9 hitter's got a base hit. Back to the top of the order, and Sadie Connor. Left-handed hitting outfielder swings through the first pitch for strike 1. Connor's 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. She grounded out her last time up. Runner at first, 2 outs. 3-3 tie. Ball high, it's 1-1. Saints will come up with the bottom of their order in the bottom of the 4th inning. Derringer trying to get it there in a 3-3 tie. There's ball 2 outside. Morgan Derringer, one of the leading candidates coming into this season to be the NAIA National Pitcher of the Year. She certainly showed it earlier today. There's a swing and a miss. It's 2-2. She started her 9th game of the year earlier today and threw her 9th complete game of the year. Now this is her 4th appearance out of the bullpen. Ball high, runner goes, throw to second, sails into center field. So it's a stolen base for Joanna Drew. Count is now 3-2 on Sadie Connor, and a base hit would give Calumet the lead back. Or at least certainly could. Marissa Kopp waiting on deck. Here's the payoff pitch, Derringer to Connor. Ball 4, she walked her. So there are 2 runners on base. Drew at second, Connor at first, 2 outs, and the batter is Marissa Kopp. Kopp is 0 for 2. She's grounded out twice, once to first base and once to the pitcher. Against Derringer in game 1, she went 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a sacrifice bunt. So hasn't had a lot of success at the plate so far today. She takes strike 1. This would be a big spot for a hit. Even the single could score the runner from second base. Calumet has already had the lead twice here in game 2. She's going to take it back for a 3rd time. Strike called on Kopp. And Derringer, after walking the previous hitter, has attacked Kopp early. It's 0-2. Next pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. An awkward cut from Kopp, tried to hold herself up as Derringer blew it right by her. She pitches around the hit and the walk, and Calumet leaves 2 in the 4th. We've played half a ball game here in Joliet, heading to the bottom of the 4th. It's tied 3-3. Bottom of the fourth inning, momentum turning St. Francis's way. They trailed 3-2. They came back to tie it on a 2-out RBI single from Jensen Torzinski in the bottom of the third. And then Morgan Derringer came out of the bullpen, shut down the Calumet bats in the top of the fourth inning. We'll see if the St. Francis bats come to life in the bottom of the fourth. Bottom of the order, Haley Lent leads things off. The number 7 hitter swings the first pitch, grounds it to short. Joanna Drew gloves it, throws to first, and a nice pick on the other end by Gina Locasero for out number 1. One pitch, 1 out in the fourth. And here's Caitlin Rolniak. Rolniak struck out swinging back in the second inning. The only strikeout of the game so far for Jocelyn Mongi, the freshman from Guatemala. We're in the pull over top, the right-hander lines and delivers ball 1 to Rolniak. Beautiful sunny late afternoon when this doubleheader started. The sun is set, the lights are in full effect. Strike called, 1-1. First home doubleheader of the season for the Fighting Saints, but they won't have to wait long for their second. Less than 24 hours away. Rolniak takes strike 2. Doubleheader tomorrow against Trinity International, originally scheduled for Saturday. It has been rescheduled to tomorrow, 4 o'clock start time. Tomorrow afternoon, 2 games against Trinity International. And there's a ball. 2 on Rolniak. The count is even. Two-two pitch. Ground ball left side and over the glove of Joanna Drew. A base hit for Caitlin Rolniak. Go ahead runners aboard for the Fighting Saints in the bottom of the fourth. A 1-out single as Rolniak hit that ball sharply to the left side. Joanna Drew, who's done a nice job defensively, leaned to her right on that play, and the ball just took a tough out right over her mitt. Here's Paige Egan. She is 0 for 1. She bunted out to the pitcher her first time up. Tries to bunt again here. Pulls the bat back on a ball high. 1-0. 3-3 tie in the bottom of the fourth. In a back and forth game. Egan takes high once again. And it's 2-0. Barring a double play, next batter up is the leadoff hitter, Anna Weatherall, who's had a big day at the plate. So if the Saints can get her up with 2 runners on base, be a big chance to score some runs here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Jocelyn Mungi trying to nip this potential rally in the bud, but it's 2-0 right now on Egan, who just had a quick conversation with Amanda Jensen. Now back in there, she drops down the bunt, and no play. It's a perfect bunt. Picked up by the pitcher, she could not make a throw. Bunt single for Egan, who deadened that ball right in between home plate and the pitcher's circle. 2 on, only 1 out for Weatherall. Weatherall reached on an error her last time up. She doubled back in the first inning. Ball 1. And Anna Weatherall, who also had some success in game 1 with a couple of hits, including a triple and an RBI. Weatherall pops this one up, left side foul and out of play. Count is 1-1. Anna Weatherall entered play today as the second leading hitter on the team at .444. She picked up her 6th RBI of the season earlier this evening. Fouled away, 1-2. Brooke Carricker waits on deck. Saints have Jocelyn Mungie back on her heels a little bit here. She's had to face some trouble the last 2 innings. 6 of the last 9 batters have reached base against her. 1-2 pitch to Wetherell, misses for ball 2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 on base with 1 out. Ground ball right side, picked up by the second baseman Galindo, who gets the out at first. Wetherell advances the runners, but she is out number 2. Rolniak up to third base. Egan to second, and with 2 outs, it's up to Brooke Carricker to get at least one of these runs in. Carricker has not yet been retired by Mungie. She is 2 for 2. 2 singles, including 1 on a bunt her last time up. Ground ball right side and past the diving Galindo into right field. 1 run scores. Here comes Egan. She slides across the plate. Carricker trying for second. She is out there trying to advance on the throw. Nice cutoff. But it is a 2-run single for Brooke Carricker. And the Saints take their first multi-run lead of the ball game. We'll head to the 5th. St. Francis 5, Calumet 3. Three, 4, and 5 hitters will bat for Calumet here in the top of the 5th inning. They trail 5-3. First time they've been down by multiple runs here in this back and forth second game. Celeste Robles takes strike 1. Robles, West, and Locasero do up this inning against Morgan Derringer. There's a line shot to left field and a base hit for Robles. Leadoff batter reaches against Derringer here in the 5th. Derringer came out of the bullpen to start the 4th inning. Hasn't been quite as sharp in this game as she was in the 1st. Game 1, she threw a complete game shutout. Hasn't given up any runs in this game, but she's faced 6 batters. 3 of them have reached against her. Strike 1 on Peyton West. West is 0 for 1 with a walk. Ball high, 1-1. Derringer now, since the team took the lead after she came in, is in line perhaps for another victory. Actually, she's not perhaps in line, she is in line. She's got to finish it off. Bunted down the third base side, and nobody's able to make the play. Bunt single for Peyton West, and the first 2 batters of the inning have reached. Tying run is aboard in the top of the 5th. Very nice bunt there by Peyton West. Caitlin Rolniak charged it a little bit too aggressively. It shot right past her between Rolniak and Derringer. Here's Gina Locasero. Locasero 1 for 2. She homered in the second inning, struck out looking in the third. In a big spot with 2 runners on base, in fact. Ball low, 1-0. And now once again, 2 runners on base. This time not facing Taylor Bars, but Morgan Derringer. One-0. Ground ball down the third base line. That's foul. It's 1-1. Crimson Wave led 1-0 in the top of the first inning. Saints came back with 2 runs in the bottom of the first, make it 2-1. Calumet reclaimed the lead with 2 runs in the second, thanks in part to Locasero, who homered. This time she takes a strike. It's 1-2. It was 3-2 all the way until the bottom of the fourth inning, when St. Francis came back around. Actually, I'm sorry, they scored 1 in the third inning to make it 3-3. 2 more in the fourth to make it 5-3. Ground ball, weakly hit left side. Rolniak picks it up, throws to first in time for the out. 5-3 put out. Locasero is retired. First out of the inning. But it's a productive out as both runners advance. Robles is at third. West is at second. And Amanda Sandia at the plate. Sandia's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. She's also been hit by a pitch. And she's hit by another pitch. First pitch from Derringer plunks her. And the bases are loaded for Tiffany Galindo. This will be a good time for Derringer to come up with a strikeout. She has fanned Galindo twice already today. Both of those at-bats came in game 1. She faced Galindo last inning as well, and she flew out to left field. She flies this one to shallow left center field. Wetherell comes in and makes the catch. Runners tag, but do not advance. Fly out to center. Wetherell makes the catch, and nobody moves up. So the bases remain loaded with 2 outs, and it's going to be up to Ferguson here. Actually, it's not. They're going to pinch hit for Ferguson. So it'll be Melanie Pabin coming off the bench to bat for Ashley Ferguson. Pabin started game 1 in right field and went 0 for 2 with a ground out and a strikeout. Let's see what she can do against Morgan Derringer this time around. Payman, a .278 hitter for the season. Takes ball 1 high. Big at bat right here. Saints just came back to take the lead. Not too keen on giving it away again. Popped up, foul ground behind home plate. Belandis gets back on it and makes the grab. Nice work by Belandis. Nice work by Derringer to get out of the jam. And Calumet College of St. Joseph leaves the bases loaded in the 5th. They don't score. We'll head to the bottom of the inning. 5-3, Fighting Saints. Allie Blandis leads off the bottom of the 5th for the Fighting Saints, batting with a 5-3 lead. That lead was in jeopardy for a little bit. Top of the inning, Calumet loaded the bases with only 1 out. Morgan Derringer was able to pitch out of that, got a fly out to center and a pop out to the catcher. So she remains in the lead, gunning for her 10th win of the year and her 2nd of the day. Allie Blandis takes strike 1. Blandis 1 for 2. Grounded into a double play her last time up, picked up an RBI single and scored a run back in the 1st. The 0-1 pitch. Ball low and away. 1-1 the count. Blandis, Garcia, Torzinski due up this inning. Ashley Gallison will bat if anybody gets on base. Aside from the 2nd inning, somebody has gotten on base in every one so far for the Saints. Ball low, 2-1. St. Francis has 9 hits through only 4 innings in this game. Ball low, 3-1. Mogi has walked only 1 batter. That was Kayla Garcia back in the 3rd. But a good hitter's count now on Blandis after 3 straight misses of the zone. Here's a 3-1. Swung on, grounded up the middle, a base hit. Leadoff batter reaches for the 3rd time in 5 innings tonight. And now it's Kayla Garcia. Garcia, every time she steps in, has a chance to make a big difference. .476 batting average coming in. She has only 1 hit so far in the doubleheader, but she's been on base 4 times. She's walked twice in game 1 and once here in game 2. She takes ball 1 low. Garcia has not been retired by Mogi. RBI single in the 1st. Walk in the 3rd. This is her 3rd trip to the plate. And here comes the 1-0 pitch. Swung on and grounded weakly back to the pitcher. It is picked up, thrown to 2nd for 1. Tossed back to 1st is not in time to turn 2. Play developed just a little bit too slowly for the defense. They do get the 1 out on a fielder's choice. It'll be Jensen Torzinski batting with a runner at first base and 1 down. Torzinski picked up a big RBI back in the 3rd inning. She came up with a runner at first and 3rd with 2 outs in the inning. Time the Saints were trailing by a run. She picked up a game-tying hit with 2 outs at the time. It was a big play, and the Saints were able to come back with 2 more runs the following inning to claim the lead, a lead they still hold right now. Torzinski takes ball 1 low. Just 1 out, runner at first base. Saints lead by 2. There's a swing and a high pop fly on the infield. Galindo is under it. 2nd baseman makes the grab. 2 away, it'll bring up Ashley Gallison. There's a pinch runner over at first base. Garcia not doing her own running. It's Rachel Andrade doing the job at first base. Garcia can come up to bat once again. Next time her spot comes up in the order. Strike 1 called on Gallison. Ashley Gallison 0 for 2 with a fly out to right field. She grounded into a fielder's choice her last time up. .422 hitter at the start of play today. She takes a ball. It's 1-1. There's a line drive to the left side, but a nice grab by the shortstop, Joanna Drew, ends the inning. Leadoff single goes nowhere for the Fighting Saints. They don't score. They leave a runner at first. We'll head to the top of the 6th inning when we return. And our score now, St. Francis 5, Calumet 3. Morgan Derringer's first pitch in the 6th inning is fouled away by Joanna Drew. Strike one, 5-3, St. Francis leads. Scored a pair of runs in the bottom of the 4th to break a 3-3 tie. Now Derringer 6 outs away from picking up the victory. Ground ball, shortstop diving play by Gallison. She throws from her knees, but the throw is high, and it pulls Torzinski off the bag. So Drew is aboard, 3rd hit of the day. 3rd hit of the game, I should say. For Joanna Drew, it's her 4th hit of the day, but she's 3 for 3 here in game 2. And into play today, hitting just .222. She's got 3 hits today against Morgan Derringer. There's a bunt by Connor, picked up by Rolniak, who throws to first and gets the out. Sadie Connor picks up the sacrifice. Drew advances to second base, and the batter will be Marissa Kopp. Great effort by Ashley Gallison on that first at-bat of the inning. Looked like she was going to make the play, just couldn't quite control the throw from her knees. Kopp is 0 for 3. She's grounded out twice and struck out. She fouls the first pitch back for strike one. Ball high, 1-1. There's a strike over the outside corner. 1-2 now on Marissa Kopp. 1 out, runner at second base. Calumet in game 1 against Morgan Derringer never got a runner further than second base. They only twice in the game got a runner as far as second. There's a ball outside, 2-2. Derringer's been out there for 3 innings in this second game, and they've had at least 1 runner on second base in every inning that she's pitched. Ball outside, count is full. So a lot more success against Derringer here in game 2, although it should be noted they haven't actually scored against her. There's strike 3 called. Kopp thought that she had drawn the walk, but she is rung up for out number 2. Big strikeout for Derringer. It's the 3rd strikeout for Derringer in her 2 2/3 innings of work. And in her 9 2/3 innings of work in the doubleheader, she's now got 12 strikeouts. Ball 1 low on Celeste Robles. Robles is 2 for 3 in the game with a couple of singles. One of them off of Derringer. Strike call, 1-1. Calumet has as much offensive production against Derringer in these 2 2/3 innings as they had in the 7 innings in game 1, which is to say 4 hits. Still no runs in either game. Swing and a miss, 1 and 2. They did score 3 early on. Those came against the starter, Taylor Bars, who went 3 innings. Strike 3 called, and the inning is over. Back-to-back punch-outs for Morgan Derringer to end the top half of the 6th. Leadoff single, but no runs for Calumet. We'll head to the bottom of the frame. Saints by a pair, 5-3 our score. Saints looking for a little insurance here in the bottom of the 6th. Haley Lent, Caitlin Rolniak, Paige Egan due up. Lent swings to the first pitch and foul tips it for strike 1. Jocelyn Monge was able to throw a scoreless 5th inning to hold the deficit to 2. Trying to do it again here in the 6th and give her offense a chance. Ball low, 1-1. Haley Lent is 0 for 2 with a couple of groundouts. She grounds this one, third base on the dive. Nice stop there by Sandia, who throws over to first. And the throw to first not in time to retire Haley Lent. Nice play by Sandia. It's not quite nice enough. So a big potential insurance run over at first base. Here's Caitlin Rolniak. Rolniak is 1 for 2 with a single and a run. There's the bunts, picked up by the first baseman Locasero. Throws to Galindo, covering the bag. 3-4 on the sacrifice. Length into scoring position with 1 down. And now let's see if we get Paige Egan. This is typically a spot for a pinch hitter here. And with Amanda Jensen talking to the umpire, safe to assume we will get a pinch batter in this situation. Which one will it be is our current quandary. 1 out, runner at second. Saints by 2, try and make it 3 right here. As they call to the bench and bring up number 13, Lena Mito. Mito came up with a big hit in game 1 of the doubleheader. It was an RBI single. Strike called, 0-1. Game 1 was not quite as close as this one, a 6-0 win for St. Francis. So a hit in this spot would be a little bit bigger for Mito. Could extend the lead to 3. Ball low, the count is 1-1. Mito is pinch hitting for Paige Egan, who picked up a bunt single and went 1 for 2 in her time at the plate today. 1-1 is our count. 1 out, a runner in scoring position. Mito takes the ball high, it's 2-1. Remember, tomorrow afternoon, 4 o'clock, St. Francis against Trinity International. Another doubleheader. If you can't make it out to the park, we'll have the broadcast for you again right here. High fly, shallow left. Backing up is the shortstop, Drew, and she makes the catch. So Mito is retired. And we're back to the top of the order. Anna Weatherall, 1 for 3 with a double. She's also reached on an error and scored 1 run in this game. Weatherall, left-handed bat, second-year center fielder for St. Francis, takes the ball high. Weatherall, a big addition to last year's team after she transferred from junior college and now starting once again as a senior. She takes a strike. It's 1-1. It's got a couple of big transfers last year. They also had a really good freshman class 3 years ago. So senior class for the Fighting Saints right now is awfully impressive. Ball outside, 2-1. Jensen Torzinski, Brooke Carricker, Anna Weatherall, Morgan Derringer, part of the senior class this year. Lena Mito, who we just saw fly out, has been a big part of the program for 4 years. There's a ground ball to short, picked up by Drew, who throws it over to first and ends the inning. Leadoff single, no runs for the Fighting Saints. Nice work by Modi, pitching around leadoff base runners in back-to-back innings and putting zeros on the board. One more chance for Calumet. We'll head to the 7th inning. They've got their 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up, chasing 2. 5-3 our score. Here we go, top of the 7th inning. Morgan Derringer, 3 outs away from her 2nd victory of the day. Strike 1 called on Peyton West. Derringer pitched a complete game shutout in game 1. She's thrown 3 shutout innings of relief. In game 2, trying to make it 4. There's a pop-up hit by West, left side, foul ground, out of play. And it's 0-2. Peyton West is 1 for 2 in this game with a single and a walk. Derringer's been up and down since coming in. She's allowed base runners every inning. In fact, she's allowed base runners to get as far as second base in every inning. Fouled back, still 0-2. But she's retired 5 of the last 6 batters she's faced. She struck out 2 in a row to end the 6th inning. Trying to carry that momentum into the 7th against the middle of this batting order. West takes the ball inside. It's 1-2. 5-3, St. Francis leads. They trailed at one point 3-2. They were able to chip away with 1 run to tie the score in the 3rd inning, and 2 more to take the lead in the 4th. And no runs have been put on the board by either team since the 4th. 2-2 on West. Swung on, fouled away. Allie Belandis, the catcher, turns and watches that ball sail over the backstop. Belandis, another member of that incredibly impressive senior class I was talking about last inning. She's had another big game today. Big part of the 5 runs that the Saints have scored. West was behind in the count 0-2. She's worked it full. Good at bat here for the Calumet catcher. And she takes ball 4 low. So Derringer starts her off 0-2, ends up losing her. Last thing you want to do with a multi-run lead in the latter innings is come up with a walk. It's a leadoff walk. And now Gina Locasero, who has homered already in today's game, steps in representing the tying run. First pitch strike. Paige Egan back in the game in right field. She was pinch hit for last inning, but back out there for defense. There is a ball low. It's 1-1. Amanda Sandia on deck. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Nobody out here in the 7th. Been a tight one. 5-3 has been the biggest lead for either team all game. Swing and a miss. That's strike 3, and that's a big out number 1 for Derringer. They went back and forth early. Calumet led 1-0. St. Francis led 2-1. Calumet again up 3-2. Ball 1 high on Sandia. This current score is the only time either side has led by multiple runs. 1-0 to Sandia, in there for a strike. Sandia does not have a hit in this game, but she has been on base twice. She's been hit by 2 pitches. 1-1. Swung on and missed, strike 2. Derringer does have 5 strikeouts in her 3 1/3 innings. Can she pick up number 6 right here? On this pitch, ball high, 2-2. She had 9 strikeouts in game 1 tonight, so 14 in the doubleheader. She entered play today, leading the team with 72 strikeouts and 55 2/3 innings. She just picked up her 15th of the doubleheader. Swing and a miss by Sandia, 2 down. 87 strikeouts now on the season for Morgan Derringer. The last hope for the Crimson Wave is Tiffany Galindo, who fouls back the first pitch. And Galindo is hitless on the night. 0 for 3 with 2 flyouts and a groundout. She did have a single with 2 outs in the 7th inning, actually, in game 1. Ground ball, weakly hit left side, picked up by Rolniak. The throw across is in time, and there's your ball game. Saints win it 5-3, and they pick up a doubleheader sweep over Calumet College of St. Joseph. Nice day at the office today for the Fighting Saints. A dominant game 1 victory, 6-0, and then in game 2 they got off to a slow start. They went back and forth with Calumet for a little while and finally put them away in the 4th inning with some great relief work by Morgan Derringer. Let's go back over the scoring of this game. It started in the top of the 1st. Calumet got on the board first. Sadie Connor singled, moved to second on an error, to third on a wild pitch. She scored on a pass ball. It's not the most artistic run, but it was 1-0 Calumet. Then in the bottom of the 1st inning, St. Francis grasped the lead right back away from them. Anna Weatherall singled, stole second, and scored on an Allie Belandis single. Or rather, we rephrase that. Anna Weatherall doubled, was not able to score. She was thrown out of the plate on a Brooke Carricker base hit. Carricker did get to move to second on that throw, though. So she was in position to score on an Allie Belandis base hit. It was 1-0, or 1-1 rather, on that Allie Belandis single. Kayla Garcia singled her and made it 2-1. Calumet came right back in the 2nd inning with 2 runs. Gina Locasero homered. Amanda Cedillo was hit by a pitch and later came in on a Joanna Drew single. That made it 3-2 Crimson Wave. That was the last time they held the lead, though. St. Francis got back on the board to tie it up in the 3rd when Anna Weatherall reached on an error, and Jensen Torzinski with 2 outs singled her home. And then in the 4th inning, Caitlin Rolniak and Paige Egan each singled, and both of them scored on a 2-out base hit from Brooke Carricker that made it 5-3 Saints. The rest of the work was done by Morgan Derringer. She came out of the bullpen with a 3-3 tie in the fourth through 4 shutout innings. All in all today, 11 shutout innings, 15 strikeouts for Derringer, and she went 2-0. So she improves to 10-2, or rather 9-2, sorry, on the season. She came in at 7-2, went the complete game in Game 1, and picked up the relief win in Game 2. So she is now 9-2 on the season with the win. The Saints as a team now 2-0 in conference after picking up this doubleheader sweep. They are 13-5 overall this year. Calumet falls to 7-14 and naturally 0-2 in conference. Saints are back at it tomorrow afternoon, 4 o'clock against Trinity International. Another doubleheader, and if you can't make it out to the park here, you can catch the broadcast through GoFightingSaints.com and the St. Francis Athletics YouTube page as always. So hopefully you're with us tomorrow. Saints pull off the doubleheader sweep today, 6-0 and 5-3 over Calumet College of St. Joseph. Until tomorrow, this is Terry Bonadonna now signing off for the University of St. Francis. Have a good night.